Hello, Pewter people. Scott Reynolds here with another Pewter Pulse. What is going on with Todd Bowles this year? There's been a noticeable change in the Bucs head coach this summer. Now, he's still the relatively calm, stoic, steady leader for the Buccaneers. That's who he is at his core, and that is not going to change. But there is something different about Todd Bowles. What is it, and what has led to it? Let's talk about it. But first, your reminder to give us a thumbs up, hit the like button on this video, and leave a comment. I love your feedback. Doing those two things helps us with the YouTube algorithm, helps us get in front of more awesome Bucs fans like you. So, who is this guy? And what is the big change? Well, Todd Bowles seems to be even more comfortable this year with both the Bucs coaching staff and the talent on Tampa Bay's roster. He's having more fun in training camp, cracking more jokes at Jamel Dean's expense the other day. He's smiling more often, and Todd Bowles just seems as confident as ever. He's not as uptight as he's been in years past. Todd Bowles is loose, and his team is taking note. You see, head coaches often set the tone for their team and how the team acts and reacts. John Gruden, for example, had a volatile personality, and that's why his Bucs teams would be 5-11 one year and then 12-5 the next. Raheem Morris was too loose and too young as a head coach, and that caught up with him in 2011 when he was fired after a 4-1 start turned into a 4-12 finish. Greg Schiano was too pensive and too wound up, and the Bucs teams played too tight as a result on game days. Lovie Smith was too laid back and lacked intensity, and that's why Tampa Bay won just 8 games in the 2 years that he was head coach. Bruce Arians brought the fire, accountability, and the quality assistant coaches that Dirk Cutter lacked, and he took the team to a Super Bowl championship as a result. This year's Bucs team seems even more focused and confident this year, drawing from Todd Bowles' demeanor. So where is this confidence, dare I say swagger, from Todd Bowles coming from? Well, let's go back in time a little bit. Remember, when Bowles took over as head coach in 2022 after Bruce Arians stepped down, that happened in March, deep into the offseason. It put Bowles behind the 8 ball a little bit from an organizational standpoint, and it didn't help that he was ordered to keep Bruce Arians' coaching staff in place. Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator, were at odds over the direction of the offense that year, and Leftwich was fired at the end of the 2022 season, a story that I broke here at Pewter Report. Oh, and Tom Brady was also going through a very public divorce that caused its share of team disruption and drama. Not an ideal situation for Todd Bowles in his first year in Tampa Bay, or any first-year head coach, really. The Bucs won the division that year, but with a losing record, then lost a home playoff game. Then Brady retired. Nobody wanted to be the Bucs offensive coordinator. They didn't want that job because the only quarterback on the roster was unproven Kyle Trask. Candidates from Cincinnati's Dan Pitcher to Todd Monken, who were offered the job, turned it down because the perception around the league was that Bowles was a dead man walking. The Bucs had to hire the only candidate to say yes. That was Dave Canales, who had 0 play calling experience at the NFL or college level. Bowles couldn't be the defensive play caller that he wanted to be last year because the Bucs rarely had a lead. Tampa Bay was the only team in the league that didn't score a touchdown on its opening drive for 19 straight games. That's actually hard to do, isn't it? But the Bucs won the division again, this time with a 9-8 record, and then destroyed the Eagles in a home playoff game thanks to a brilliant game plan from Bowles himself. Canales then became a surprise head coaching hire by Carolina in January. So Bowles is now on his 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years, but this time he actually leveled up with Liam Cohen. And the new offense that Cohen has imported from the LA Rams is more modern, and it's going to be more effective than the schemes that the Bucs have run these past 2 seasons. There were more attractive candidates in the coaching search this time around because the Bucs won 10 games. Bowles was off the thin ice, and he's actually become a bit of a kingmaker now with Canales getting a head coaching job after just 1 year in Tampa Bay. Liam Cohen wanted the Bucs job as much as the Bucs wanted him. There are a lot of reasons why Todd Bowles should be smiling these days. Bowles loves the coaching staff that he and Cohen have assembled this offseason. Offensive line coaches Kevin Carberry and Brian Picucci coached with Cohen in LA and Kentucky, respectively, and they know this offense. New receivers coach Brian McClendon is a star in the making. Think young Raheem Morris or young PJ Fleck, who was on Schiano's staff here in Tampa. And new tight ends coach Justin Peel, well, he's going to teach his guys how to really block in the run game. Plus, when it comes to his side of the ball, Todd Bowles' defense is going to be special this year. It's right on the verge of being special, with young guys like Yaya Diaby, Kalijah Kancey, Zion McCollum ready to break out this season. Just give the man a lead, for heaven's sake. We all saw what can happen when that takes place in big wins against Green Bay, Jacksonville, and Philadelphia in the playoffs. The Bucs got an early lead, and that allowed Todd Bowles to dive deeper into his bag of tricks with those exotic pressure packages and blitzes and those disguised coverages that gave opposing quarterbacks fits. All of that is what gives Todd Bowles a reason to be loose, comfortable, and confident heading into year 3 of leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And a reason to keep smiling. And maybe just, I don't know, call some timeouts in the first half of games this year. We'll see. Well, we want you to see all of our content on Pewter Report TV. That's our YouTube channel for more Pewter Pulse videos, Pewter Report podcasts, and great Bucs video content from training camp. Subscribe to Pewter Report TV. Just hit the button and leave a comment and hit the thumbs up button. It helps us, as I said, with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you follow us on social media on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report, and pewterreport.com has all the Bucs training camp you need, and I'll be back soon with the new Pewter Pulse.